Well, I made an improvement to my KM50 tool holder, and it's something that I should have done in the first place before I started using it. At first, when I was using this tool holder and the KM50 tooling, I was blowing out the holder between every single tool change to make sure that I was clearing out any of the chips and debris that got in there. And yeah, after a while I was like, if I just filter this coolant before it enters the tool holder, I'm not going to have to blow out the tool holder every time I change a tool, because there won't be any chips and debris in there to blow out. So that was the idea and the plan, to filter this coolant and to save myself some time and possible aggravation from possibly clamping on chips and debris, So what I was thinking of is, how am I going to filter this coolant? And the easiest solution that I came up with, which is also a relatively inexpensive solution, was to use some aftermarket fuel filters. And I got the see-through kind, the kind that have the clear housings. And that is so I can see when it's going bad, when it's getting dirty. You can also tell if there's not enough flow going through there. You get a really weak coolant supply. That's either because the filter's getting clogged or you're low on coolant, right? And if you got a clear housing, you can see, oh, that's because my filter's bad. Or you're like, no, I don't have enough flow going through there, so my coolant's low. So having the clear housing is really nice to know whether or not your filter is going bad or if you need more coolant, Now, the first fuel filter I put on here, it wasn't the best solution. It got clogged up, within the first day. So I got some different fuel filters to try out. And the one that I'm currently using is this one. And it's lasted me several days now. And it's just got more material in there, and it's a little bit larger. And then also I topped off my coolant, so maybe my coolant wasn't pulling up as much debris. But I got a few other styles here. This fuel filter here, it's pretty small, and it's a K&N fuel filter, and they say that it's reusable, and you can't disassemble it. So I think the way that you flush it out is just by running fluid through the opposite direction. This one right here, you can see you can actually disassemble it and you can clean it out, so it's basically reusable. I'm not sure how fine of a filter it has, because that is a plastic membrane there. I haven't tried it out yet, but hopefully it filters out pretty fine, because I don't really want much of anything getting inside that tool cavity. So that was one thing that I was wanting to see, is how well suited these fuel filters were for this application. Well, yeah, putting in this fuel filter setup worked out really good. The coolant flowed through the filters without any problem, and the filters only filtered out the chips and debris that's in the coolant without filtering out any of the actual coolant or getting clogged by the coolant. Now, your results may vary based on the types of coolant that you have. I know that some coolant that I used in the past would form solids inside the coolant. It'd start solidifying. I think that would clog up the filters. But then again, you don't want to be using that type of coolant. If you got coolant that starts solidifying, yeah, find a different coolant. Well, have a good one and take it easy.